Hey, buddy, why don't you and me, we have a little talk about the like button down here? I hit it. I think you should hit it too. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Welcome to the family.
She's swaying high, her hips ignite. I'm trading sad instead of holding tight. Date nights, cash, I roll the dice. Crypto fever's my vice. Ooh, I crave your heat, not blockchain's tease. Ooh, sugar and sats, don't cut me, please. Yeah, yeah. Fires in my game ignite. Groove shakes me day and night. Her eyes blaze through the candle glow. I chase 'em, moon, let her savings go. Dinner's tapped, my wallet's bled. Bull run till she's off to bed. Ooh, I crave your heat, not blockchain's tease. Ooh, sugar and sats, don't cut me, please. Yeah, yeah. Fires in my game ignite. Groove shakes me day and night. Ooh, sugar and sats. Ooh. Lost my match, yeah. In the digital realm where the pixels dance, I'm the trader, the player, the main chance. On the charts, I see the signs, the patterns, trend lines, candlesticks, the market's own tattoos. Highs and lows, the rhythm of the trade. Stay focused, don't let the noise invade. Technical analysis, my trusted guide. In the crypto market, I ride the tide. Crypto patterns, they come and go. Stay ahead, let the market flow. Buy the dip, sell the peak, don't hesitate. In the crypto market, I navigate. MACD, RSI, the tools of my trade. Volume spikes where the profits are made. Bullish and bearish, the market's mood. Stay alert, the game is never subdued. Highs and lows, the rhythm of the trade. Stay focused, don't let the noise invade. Technical analysis, my trusted guide. In the crypto market, I ride the tide. Crypto patterns, they come and go. Stay ahead, let the market flow. Buy the dip, sell the peak, don't hesitate. In the crypto market, I navigate. In the chaos, I find the signal. In the noise, I see the details. With every trade, I grow and thrive. In the crypto market, I stay alive. Crypto patterns, they come and go. Stay ahead, let the market flow. Buy the dip, sell the peak, don't hesitate. In the crypto market, I navigate. In the digital realm, I'm the king. Trading patterns, my everything. Crypto patterns, they come and go. In the crypto market, I go. MACD, RSI, the tools of my trade. Volume spikes where the profits are made. Bullish and bearish, the market's mood. Stay alert, the game is never subdued. There's a screen glow in the midnight. Graphs crash down like shattered stars. Wallets bleeding and hope fading. Counting losses beneath the scars. Digital dreams turn to ash piles. Fortune sinking in endless sea.
Check 1 2 1 2.
Ride the wave, but the tide drowns us. Waiting for a break to set us free. When crypto doesn't suck anymore, we'll dance on the ruins of the floor. Lost in numbers, chasing gold. Someday we'll break this iron mold.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Voices cry
ladies and gentlemen,
in the cold
it is time for the ringing of the cowbell. Let her ring.
dips as if we're blind.
I like that.
Clutching sharks like fragile lifelines. We're all soldiers in this grind. Fake prophets and empty promises. Jesters rule in digital land. But deep down, we clutch a whisper of a future.
If this is your first time boarding this plane, you've never been on Flight Road Dog, please strap yourself in and take a drink or a Valium or two or whatever you need to calm your nerves. If you've never seen a turkey doing technical analysis on the crypto market late at night, well, you haven't been here before.
When crypto
We warned you. This is not your normal channel. Sure would be nice if somebody hit a button. John? I'm trying. This, here it is.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I'm sincerely thank you very much.
Hello. Welcome to tonight's stream. I am Road Dog. How are you? I am so happy to have you here as we talk about the crypto market. Welcome everyone. Thanks for glad to have you here. Thanks for hanging out. Make sure my music's not too crazy or anything like that. I think we're dialed in. I think we're doing okay. Hope it doesn't sound too crazy. So, ladies and gentlemen, glad to have you here. All 15 of you guys hanging out. We'll say hello in just a moment. Seem to have a microphone on. Everything seems I'm clipping a little. Are you clipping? Don't be clipping. That's clipping. All right. Why is the music so loud in my ears? All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are. I'm just starting out on the 6-minute time frame. Kind of do that from time to time. Usually I start out on the big one, but since we were here and this was the day today. All right, you just watched it all day. Come down here, get everybody all nervous and upset there. Back at 81,000, then they start coming up, and then woo, that was nice. Came down here. This was the wild part right here. See this little. Well, that was fabulous. There are so many flag chasers right there. That was amazing. Just came up and even broke out. That was what was so sneaky about it. They were so clever. We thought they was going to be clever. They was clever. I was kind of hoping they'd get up to about 90,000. To be honest with you, I thought maybe I had some orders up there. They didn't quite clip those. What are you trying to do, Road Dog? I'm trying to zoom out. I forgot how to zoom out because I've been focused in on all that all day. So whichever chart I go to, I basically got this same thing. falling broadening wedge, falling broadening pattern. I just call it a bullish megaphone because it is bullish and it is shaped like a megaphone. So therefore, that makes perfect sense to me, and it's a little bit easier to say than we could go bullish honker, bullish horn. Nah, megaphone sounds cool. It's just harder to say. Anyway, we finally got above this line here. Been trying to do that forever, minus these little quirky places I didn't line up my things too good. But we finally did that, and people would say, oh, we got a breakout to the moon. Did you see the moon boy thumbnails or anything like that today? Because there have been some moon boys out there. There have been some people that I like, man. They're calling for altcoin season again. And I'm like, what the hell, man? I mean, for real. But anyway, how you guys feeling about altcoin season? You think it's here? Are we in altcoin season? Oh man, did I miss it? It was paid, tried to be payday for as many as I could. Some of them hit, some of them didn't do so hot, you know. So we got what we got, but it's things have been a lot better since I did that for my portfolio. Nice, here we go. So a rising channel here. You were saying something. The green line is the one that we broke out. We didn't do that, right? Before that, we were in this rising channel thing. We, you know, kind of fell out of that. Look, we bounced off a 618. We can go in retrospect and talk about all kinds of things. The most important thing was that we didn't make a lower low. You know, we kind of balanced out here. This maybe, I think it's a little bit higher, about the same. Double bottom-ish kind of for the same. We just retested this area again for support, and it held, man. It held. Well, they pumped us up, and then they dumped us back down, and we still haven't come back to test that area of support around 81,000. Might we go lower? Some people will be seeing this as a bearish rejection here, and that, yeah, we're on our way down. If we're still looking at this megaphone idea, I mean, we're down to the trend line is pretty steep, but we're trying to form an area here. I think we'll form an area here. I think in around 78,000 if we do go down any further. But smaller time frames are looking kind of interesting. Even the one that we just bumped off of, the 6 minute. I mean, I've seen some bearish people like. On green candle days, everybody's bullish. No red candle, you know, one green candle day, we're all bullish. I'll just throw myself in. We'll just put everybody. Just say everybody in joke. You can't say everybody or never. All right. Well, however, who let the English teacher in? So on the green days, they just kind of go. You know, really, some of them go overboard. Then on the red days, it's like they go overboard too. You know. And you can kind of see who the bulls and the bears are out there too, who's super bullish and super bearish. But man, that was a run for the money today, and that was so cool. That was so cool. It made you feel like you're missing out on something. I felt that way too, although I had orders up here. And I think I even had one a little higher that just, almost got hit, but didn't. So gosh darn it. But anyway, that was kind of cool. We talked about how not to, you know, that I told you what I was going to do, and for it worked out kind of nice. It worked out kind of nice. It's cool when you can get your mindset flipped. If you can keep it that way, to where you're on the other side of the game. Instead of chasing the green candles, you're set up to start selling on them, because that's what the market makers are doing, right? That's what the whales or whoever, whatever, you know, where the liquidity, where it basically means where all the dang orders are. That's just what it is. There's a lot of orders there, whether the orders be stop losses or actual buys or sales. That's all liquidity in those terms. This is what people are referring to. There's a bunch of orders up there. Let's go eat them. And that's what market makers do. It's like little Pac-Man. And so, and sometimes they spoof big whales, or maybe in the market maker or the exchanges. I don't know. It's a dirty game out there. It's a wild game out there. There's less regulation than what there is on Wall Street, but then there's a lot more fun out here too. So this was cool. We knew volatility was cometh. We talked about the volatility cometh. We even set the my name is Sylvester the Putty Cat. The Putty Cat. Sylvester. We even had the targets out there in those areas. Where for chart? Where charty? And a while back, even when we were down here at the bottoms and looking at possibly coming up, 86, that was one of the targets that we were eyeballing to try to get up. That was a 618 Fibonacci. We did really good today, actually. I'm kind of impressed, to be honest with you. The chart I'm really wanting to see here, though, is this one, the MBT1, the micro Bitcoin futures. Some reason I'm just enthralled with this little dude, even on the tiny 6-minute chart here. And the reason I came back to this chart anyway was to, not just on this one, but even on the other ones, just to point out the bigger moving averages. Hey man, they're in good shape. They can pull us right back up to within reason, pretty much, this $85,000 area. Let me come back to the regular charts here. This is what our charts look like right here. And so far, now the 200 may eventually cross over this 360. I hope that doesn't happen, but it's shallow, so we still got a lot of weight that we can come up. Now, I'm not saying that we're getting ready to go up and make it a higher high or anything like that. We still got some resistance to deal with. We're starting with here right where we're at, but taking this up a little bit. Let's say that we cut through some of these things as they would be wicks on other time frames, and we kind of get the gist of this angle here. Kind of points right up here, 85,000. That keeps coming up. At this point in the game, since we bounced off of this 886 deep retracement, there's a 786. That's why I got the little box there. And what, you don't believe me? Man, we do fib magic around here. This is the magic of the fib. So mix a little fib magic. See right here, 886. 886 Fibonacci area, the 786 Fibonacci area, the deep retracement, just for the deep. And the price goes down deep. Them big old fat deep candles going down deep to that deep 786, 886 area, just plunging right into what appears to be this double bottom right there. Just plowed right into that double bottom, sent it screaming out the other way. That's what happened today. In a nutshell, I am just the messenger. I'm just reading from the charts. This is like late night with the guys in the little jacket, reading from the little story. That's what I'm just telling you what the charts are saying. I am the interpreter of the charts for you, ladies and gentlemen. Look, is that a flag? Let's chase it. Today on America. Today on flags of the world. All right, so that's like very cool, man, that we bounced off this area, and now that we see that, well, we got a chance. Let's monitor this little guy. This is my preferred thing to do now. I'm just telling you, this is my preferred thing to do. Well, come down here and touch that little bottom, and here we are, flirting, having trouble with this 236 Fibonacci. Now, shame on you. But not only do we have, the positive, bigger moving averages at 360, 666. Yeah, the Lucy line there. The little devil girl that we always throw up there because it's just weird using that moving average. I always feel like I have to explain it for some reason. Especially when I look like a voodoo doll. Maybe not so much as a turkey. But anyway. Those are giving us a chance to come up through these areas. Lots of little trend lines, Fibonacci areas, 0.5 Fibonacci areas, 0.8, all these little guys, little area right here, saying we could get a little move up there, but we might have a bearish retest from this trend line. I'm just saying, from one of these. And besides, we got to break above this 0.5 for me to feel like, oh, we probably got a chance for more upside. Really need to get past the 618. We just got, this is how we kind of see these things going. And then from wherever we see that little rejection, we can get an idea. Probably, maybe where she'll, go down to sometimes, maybe, kind of, sort of, sometimes, enough to where we can devise a strategy around it and, profit from it just a wee bit. It's always nice to profit from a little bit of this, or at least, not lose your ass as much. Starts in little bits of things as a learning curve. First you lose your ass, and then you don't lose it really as much, and then you start gaining ass, and you just have just a big fat ass. I would like to have too much jiggle in the trunk. I wouldn't mind that. Put a little jiggle back there. All right. That just does not even sound right. I'm so sorry that I had to expose you to that, but it is a late night show, and you are watching, by your own volition here. I don't think there's anybody holding, a weapon to your temple, but You're watching the turkey do crypto analysis. I'm just trying to set the stage for the reality here. Just bring it home, baby. Just letting you know. Some of you saying, "What have I done with my life? Where am I at with my life?" Oh, you're watching YouTube. A dude with a turkey face talking about Bitcoin. That's where you are right now, my friend. But you're not alone. Yet, anyway, until everybody just kind of clicks out. And all right, so let me come over and say hello to everybody. Where'd you go? Boomer can't find the chat box. Oh. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are we tonight? See, do Audi C? Looks like you were here first, my man. You get here too early. You get the clap. Woo! I'd wash your hands if I were you. I don't know where those hands have been. Mike Stevenson, how's it going, my friend? Ave Medina, Glittery Marshmallow, Chris M. Hey, that's a new name. Is it just a new name or is it a new face, a new person? Hey, are you a subscriber? You can be. Just a little button. You just like hit it and then it helps my channel. And like maybe in a like button that Elvis, you're slacking.
For those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Is this just me or is this Elvis kind of loud? I think something's off on my settings somewhere. Ladies and gentlemen, back on Squirrel! MG Motorsports, how's it going? Oh, there's an ad for BitUnix. Wow, you don't see those very often from most channels anymore. Wow. Oh, good for them. They're getting known everywhere. Well, they've been with them for, I've been with them for a long time. I still don't know how that link works for. Anyway. However, I still like the exchange. Ave Medina with the message. Yes. Hold my hand, turkey. I've got the fever. You need a little cowbell, my friend. A little cowbell will take care of that fever. I know. Sometimes a little cowbell don't do it. Sometimes you might need a bigger cowbell. I'm just saying. Love it that John Hines during bear rallies, coward. I know. He's in the booth right now. Hello, Chris. And we got Ahsoka Tano. There's Haven Peck. I can't sleep. What is it? I can't sleep. I'm borrowing too much crypto. Other than that, I'm great. I understand that. Hey, if you're using the spot margin, is that what you're talking about? Be cautious. Them fees for long-term thing. Them fees are sneaky. Right, in case they don't even try to disguise the manipulation anymore. These are the moves that are going to cause regulators to step in eventually. They're going to ruin the game for all of us. I don't know. It's a crazy game. It used to be worse, though, to be honest with you. It's kind of leveled out, especially for Bitcoin. It's leveled out a lot. It used to be a lot more volatile than that. But the charts were saying it was going to be a very wishy-washy week, and it's still going to be. This rodeo ain't over, in my opinion. I think it's going to be fun. Yes, DOZ, late night crypto. Gotta love it. Thanks always. Hey, thank you, my man. 30. Chris M says, not my first time. I'm a quiet person. I do that too. They call it lurking, and I don't know. Some channels talk like it's a bad thing. I mean, everybody wants chat rate to be up and all that stuff, but I mean, I'm just grateful anybody's hanging out on my channel. So I remember seeing it when it was 0. That was awkward. But not quite as awkward as just that one. And then you're like, I don't know. You feel like I'm really being watched right now. It all depends. If this person likes me or they don't, then it's stressful. Haven Pack gifted a Road Dog Crypto membership. Thank you, Haven. Appreciate that. Somebody here gets one. The Dusty Hunt was gifted a membership. So you get access to the membership videos, which I do, speaking. I forgot what I was going to say. You got access where I got Chart School, and tomorrow's Thursday, so tomorrow will be, I forgot which number we're on, but the live Chart School series. I'm just breaking down what I do here, ask you open and just things in general. We just got through doing some Fibonacci stuff. I have access to all that in the original Chart School series that I did a while back. Might even get to see what my real face looks like. Bobby Medina, did Turkey get his mojo back? He funny. Uh-oh, that implies I was not funny. Oh, it's gonna make me cry. Joe says, like number 15. Remember, there's no KYC when smashing the like button. Do it today and show your support. It really does help for that. Yeah, it does. And let's give Joe a plug. Joe is also a YouTuber. Go check him out. And he may be streaming later. And right here is Freakbox, which they watch the channel. One of you might be Mr. Freaky. Mr. Freaky, but they're cool. Go check them out. Listen to them. They just released like a new video thing that they did. They are cool, dude. And they're amongst us. They're amongst us. Check them out. 130 subscribers. Give them some love. Also, give Joe some love. Hey, man. Hey, man. Why does it not automatically come up to? I'm gonna have to set this up at some point. It was, but. And there's Joe's channel right here. Getting more subs there, Joe. Growing and growing. And man is growing over there. Go check him out. Lots of good alpha. We talks about the mindset of trading, and this is stuff you need to hear on a regular basis, man. You gotta get this stuff in your head. Get your head on straight. Joe's good at what he does. He's a good teacher. He's really good. He's also quite musical. All right, so Fibonacci, swing hard to swing low. Did we already do this? I thought we did, but we're going to do it again because it's just fun. We need to get above this area and start heading toward this one. Little resistance over there. It's kind of crazy how the fibs figure that stuff out for you, and it just gets right there, smack dab on it. Look a little bit lower, over to the left a little bit more, and you say, whoa, man, wow, that's cool. That was like almost a little support resistance area if I kind of look at it. It's like just crazy if we draw a little line here. Wow. Uh-oh, I moved that little line. Look, 3 card money. Just look the other way and then look back. Okay, right here. It gets a little, it's a resistance, supportish. May not always be perfect. Doesn't have to be perfect. You don't either. Jesus still loves you. Never have to be perfect. You're perfect in the Lord's eyes. Thanks to Jesus and what he did. All right, so that was our public service announcement for the night. All right, so we need to get up here, and I'd like to see 85. I don't know. We're going to go bouncing around, ups and downs, I believe. But I think we can come back up here at least. And that might be a bearish retest, and then we might be looking at these lower areas, man. Not from this measurement, but from another one. That this one's got to give me some confidence. I keep getting 78,000 now. I don't know if, when, or when. When we looked at the bigger time frames and everything else, it said, "Hey, man, I'm shaky, and I'm not trying to be too bearish." We had an interesting day today on the daily. We ran up, reclaimed the 200 moving average, then we just gave it right back like a scared little boob. And right now we got the 9 crossing the 21, and that's not great. And we might go back up there and talk to it again, and just kind of range down here. But we might be on a little slow burn, I might say. What's so weird? We printed that green dot on Market Cipher, and then it confirmed, yay! And then turned right around and gave us a red one. We're playing red light, green light. Stochastics coming down. Oh, the world's man. They did what they needed to do, and now we're going to set us up for the weekend again. So, and we talked about. I told you. I told you what I was doing. Right. Anyway, I won't stand too much on it, but the little pyramid hourglass, that little thingy, it comes up. I'm selling so that when we come back down to these areas, I can have stuff to better position myself with, and hopefully get a little bit more Bitcoin, because my Bitcoin funds have been depleted thanks to these freaking altcoins, and I'm kind of pissed off about it. So I gotta trade my way back up in Bitcoin. Yay. Like it wasn't that, it was so easy it wasn't easy in the first place. Bitcoin, I gotta say, is one of the hardest ones to accumulate. Unless you got passive streams of income, steady sources of income to do it, but just trying to trade her up, it takes lots of doing. And then you do something stupid like, hey man, I want to use it as collateral for altcoins. Yeah, that was a no-no. That was a no-no. In hindsight, I'll say that. Ladies and gentlemen, ups, down, all around. It's been a fun ride, and I think it will continue to be a fun ride. But I do think we'll bounce a little bit from here. And that was a deep retracement. So, and did we ever get to? We didn't even talk about targets. We could be doing the little range thing with here, and come right back up here to this area. Do we do that? That would be so. But it can happen. That's cruel. They're just going to punish everybody. But up to this area, after we just clear this little small area here, about 85, that they could be playing the running the old ruckus game on us. I don't know when we get there, but whether it be before the weekend or come Sunday when they want to mess with us. But we got the cloud going in and out, not knowing its way around. We got good things, and this is chop season. If I've ever seen big chop season, this is like the mega chop season. And I wouldn't doubt it, they just kind of bring us down. We made a lower high, so a lower low could be in order, and that does bring us down here, but doesn't mean it's going to happen instantly. It just means, hey man, the little ball bounces on its way down there. So take advantage of the moves. That's what I'm saying. The sad thing is the altcoins over here, because you see we lost that little orange line there, which I think is important. Now we got a complete candle below it, but now we can gain it back, I guess. It's hard to see on this chart. The big culprit here is Bitcoin dominance, which is still going up as Bitcoin is going kind of downish, and therefore altcoins seem to just puke their guts out. That's amazing. They got no sea legs whatsoever. But the dollar is getting worth less. Where you say worthless, but worth less. It's the same thing. I bet you're so stupid. Fear and greed's at 25, so that's kind of cool. That's what we kind of like to see if we're in a better position to plan for it, which, thank gosh, yeah. Let's hope, knock on wood, that it stays that way, because I can still do something stupid. I can do stupid really good. I know how to do stupid. All right, so we're going down a little bit. I don't think we'll get down to 10, but then again, I don't know. I mean, last month we were at 15. I don't know if we're going to 10. But they got all the ammunition they need right now to just clean up in the market. Everybody's scared. Maybe there's a reason, maybe there's not a reason. We don't really know. Tariffs going to work, they're not going to work. I don't know. This perfect storm right here. And then we got all this other stuff threatening that our economy is going to collapse. I mean, there's all kinds of good juicy things out there. Gold prices are going up through the roof. All the preppers are getting hard-ons at Costco. I mean, there's a boner in the bean aisle. A boner in the dry goods sections. All right, so we don't know. It's just going to be choppy is all I know for the next couple, because did I explain that? We're talking about the 2-week thing over here. It's been telling us for a while it's going to be a little choppy for, this is a 2-week candles over here. We're going to have a little chop. A little chop, but it'll have its ups, it'll have its downs. It looks like it's trying to do a little something uppy, or at least range sideways right now. So we got some good signs. It's not totally horrible. I like to just walk down the old MACD from whatever the listing I got up here of time frames, from big ones to small ones, and it kind of just spells out a little bit of stuff sometimes. So what do you guys think? What are you doing? Are you guys trying to long or short? I've been doing a little bit of both today. Nothing fantastic. I'm still trying to build up that little account, and then I've had some good trades, and then I've got some crappy ones. that I should have got stopped out of a long time ago, but for some reason, my laziness, I guess, I just got stupid on it. Oh, that was an example of something else. I think I talked about that. Hey, a whopping 669% for a whopping $3. This was like I don't know, 2x, and then if you get in profit, you can crank up the leverage as much as you want to. Here was some. I was trying to build up this little account. Oh, that's not mine. That's somebody else. Somebody did 73x, got 300%. Ooh, nice one. Nice. Oh, says thank you, dog. I'm catching on. Sweet. So there's been, and some of a lot of these I got stopped out, I think, in profit, and that's kind of cool. Just as long as it's doing something and I'm not losing. But then again, I mentioned a couple of trades I'm still waiting on. I had an auction short that was doing good, but that one stopped out in profit. So I mean, there's opportunities out there. Altcoins are getting hit, so there could be some good shorting opportunities in altcoins. But the thing about shorting is, do we have my? I mean, my entry was, and that was probably after I added stuff to it and stuff. 87. I wasn't shorting support. That wasn't one. That was something else. And 87,882. You know, I was planning to do that from a bigger thing, and that's why it worked out for me. And the fact that it happened kind of quick, because if it hadn't, I'd be sitting there, oh my god, I don't think this short's going to work. Oh no, it's not going, it's not moving. I'm gonna get out. That's what happens when they don't. That's what goes on in my head when they don't start doing anything. It's hard to short from the tops, but it was just fib levels. That's what it was. The little short. You know, we had these little guys right here. I didn't nail it just perfect, but I got in there and layer into one little. But that's how you're supposed to. Not that I do this perfectly or do it all the time, but that's how you should do it. But it's when we start getting these bottom areas that people start wanting to short, right? And sometimes when you're breaking a trend line, you can, but then sometimes you see they fake you out and go back the other way. It gets tricky out here. It gets very tricky out here. Ladies and gentlemen, Soul says, interesting. Jim says, I can't even imagine what the market would look like. Whew. Jim says, never a better time to buy BRKB and KO. And I don't know what those are, but it makes me think of Burger King. For whatever that means. I moved all my high beta stocks into cash and back into extremely low volatility hedges for now. Took a nasty little hit before I did. It's been a crazy ride out there on every level. Big time happy, says Strega. Did you get some winners in today? Jim Dare said QRL didn't dump with Bitcoin, thankfully. That's cool. So I was looking over here and I thought this would be kind of cool to go over. That's not it. Sorry. It was over here. I was looking at Tokenmetrics and seeing what's going on over here. I guess I could refresh it. The most trending coins right now. Tau was up there just a second ago, and Wall, I don't know what that is. There's a walrus or something. Oh, this changed now. No, Wall's still there. Ondo. FUS, First Digital USD. Well, they're worth $1? What a bargain. And there's Gun, or Guns. And that's kind of trending. Recently turned bullish is Comedian Coin. What? Who even thinks of these coins, man? Come on, man. And then we got this big strong sell thing, bull and bear market, and this is analysis of the long-term trend of the market by looking at the proportion of coins that are trading above or below their 60-day exponential moving average. So I guess they're saying, are you saying the sell? So are you saying the sell? Anyway, there was this coin here called Verus, and I don't know anything about it. It's the first I see it, but it says layer 1. I pulled it up on what is this? Coin Market Cap. It's got a total supply of 83 million. It's a zero knowledge technology. It's a split. It's proof of power. Wait a minute. It's called a consensus organism called proof of power. It's a 50% proof of work, 50% proof of stake. Kind of reminds me of Decred in that way, because it's also a hybrid like that. Is or was or supposed to be. I haven't checked in to see if they're still the same yet. Which aims to solve weakness for other proof of stake systems. Let's see, the algorithm is reportedly provably immune to 51% hash attacks, and that's why it killed Ethereum. And that's why we have ETC now, which was the original Ethereum until they had an attack, a hash attack on it, 51% attack on it, a takeover. And then they split, and then they became Ethereum, and the rest is history, I guess. Anyway, so this one could look kind of interesting. I just want to check it out. I don't know anything. Is what, $3 or something? I don't know anything about it where I even get it, but this is the first I've heard of it. The Internet of Value, unstoppable and people powered by infrastructure, a base to build Web3 and empower individuals and community. So you can build with it. So proof of stake. I wonder how fast. I wonder if it's fast enough. The rent-free protocol enables novel ways to create value for individuals, community, businesses, organizations, and governments. Various ID, digital identities. Unfortunately, that's going to be a thing. Privacy is a human right. Get fully encrypted, zero-knowledge private transactions. That's not like that. Interoperability. Exchange value and data seamlessly across blockchains and other systems. Connect any system together with various interchain protocol. I wonder if you're built on Cosmos. How does Cosmos is connect to Solana now? It's just crazy. Use public blockchains as a service to deploy customizable, scalable, and interoperable blockchains within minutes. No need to provision additional resources. That was a big thing about it. What is it? Public blockchains as a service. It looks just interesting, but I really don't know very much about it, and haven't heard about it. Verus in Latin means true, real, actual, genuine. Lifeblood utility, connecting blockchains together, built for growth. It looks interesting. Your overview to build dApps and scale with this booklet. Are you trying to? I don't want it. So anyway, I thought I would take a look at the chart. I got a weird message today on my phone, and I put it in the Telegram group. I let them go to voicemail or whatever. And then I don't know. I mean, I think it's part of a scam thing, or clever. It might have been, or maybe it was just an accidental call. But it was talking about stocks and what it was crazy. But I'm thinking about looking at those guys. I want to look at the charts and see what they look like. Where are you, man? It's Verus, and so you're not really on very many things. It's Lunar Crush. I don't. What the hell does this mean? Where do I find you, Verus? Let's go over here. Safe trade. Oh, I got an account over there where I bought something over there. I had to go. That's where I had to go to get Cubic. So wow, that's only on one exchange. Wow, that's kind of weird. I mean, it's brand new, but so is it? I forgot. BRSC. We were just there. Let's go against Tether. This exchange is cool. I used it. I don't know how much liquidity that they got over there, or how much volume that they got going on over there. So here we go. Let's take you to the week. What do you look like? You had a little run up, haven't you? This is November, December. She's down about 50% from her highs. But for a long time, she was here for $1. Didn't even know about it. They've had it ever since December. Oh. Since the beginning of 2023. It's the first I've ever heard of it. Oh, you something I should be interested in, because you sound like something I like. I also like my Fibonacci's, and I can't find them. Who stole the Fibonacci's? Man. Yeah, it looks like she might come down here. She could come to either one of these along the way there, but I want to keep my eye on this one. All right, I'm just interested. I'm not familiar with it, but a little hard to get. Might be something. There's very few in circulation. I don't know. Anyway, altcoins look kind of crappy right now. Oh, but that's what we were supposed to do. Go check out Total 3. Because to see how bad altcoins might get hit here. They look like they had a chance to do something. Well, they did do a little bit something today. Let me zoom out here. They're back in our little box of hope. This is the box of fear, and this is the box of despair. And right now we're in the box of hope. We're at the bottom of the box of hope. Hopefully there's still some hope there to be had. Sean, you didn't take all the hope, did you? Well, we need some of that hope now. Oh. Chicken? Got my eye on you. So Total 3, we found the bottom down here, and well, you know, support. Let's say we found support down here, and we're above the non-moving average on the 15-minute time frame. Right now, we're getting a little bouncy, but man, we took a hit too. And let's see from where we were. I don't know. This time last night. Well, shoot, we were just almost in bad of a shape last night. We did pretty good. We came down, and then altcoins went up, and it's even to I had a line there. Was that after? We had a breakout. That was cool. And mentioned the plan of taking profits. Recommended taking profits as them suckers going up. And there might be some short-term trades, and I hope you guys didn't get stuck. Hope you guys didn't chase green candles, because I was really trying to drive that home. You know, it's not a good idea, and this is why. And when you can flip your mindset to where you're selling when the things are going up, because they always bring it back down. They just bring it back down, especially the altcoins, right? And then you got more to work with, and I'm not saying I am perfect at doing this all the times. I'm just getting my head back on straight again here. And ooh, that's a nice one right there. That's a nice 113. I likes it. But same thing. That we're going to be kind of janky. So should you be buying altcoins right now? I think the best time was when everybody was selling, but we're on a small time frame. We got time to deal with this. Guys, how's it going? Let me see what you guys are talking about. I remember bears from last cycle. Actually, really? That is the first I heard about it. It says extremely healthy for a chart for a crypto. I thought it looked interesting. Everyone was speculating that it would moon last cycle, and it never did. Well, I mean, hopefully they built a lot. You need to see how much that they built on that chain during the bear market and everything. It looks like they built a lot. I don't know, but there were several coins like that, and there'll be several coins like this time too. Casper, Casper. I'm just saying. All right. What's Road Dogg's Rickroll look like? I've got a Rickroll somewhere. Let's crow. Jim Derrida says, coin I like is in price discovery to the downside. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let's take a look at how is Crow. Haven's got his eye on Crow, and I like Crow. My introduction was just to get one of the cards, and I didn't even have any intention of keeping the coin, but it did surprisingly well. I thought it was stuck because, you know, they're locked up. It's the Cosmos ecosystem coin, so they're usually locked up for at least 3 weeks. But I didn't know, you know, you had to stake it for the coin. I didn't know that after a certain point or whatever, everything was clear. I could have just sold it at any time. I didn't know that. I didn't sell it because I was like, oh, well, oh my gosh, I got to wait 3 weeks. So what does it matter? Let's just see if it turns around or goes back. You know, it kept me from selling it at a good price, but it did really, really good. I was impressed. Although I was very pissed off at it for quite a while because I bought it at 18 cents and it dropped to 4 forever. And I thought I'd been had. I thought it was a scam because it took 3 months for my card to get to me. And I was kind of toxic then in my thing. I'm a lot more grateful now, but I was a little quick to assume bad things back in those days. It's so much better just to be grateful. I don't know. That's one thing that I can say. I think it's a life-changing experience. It was just at a bad point in time. Just feeling toxic. Nothing was happy, always being pessimistic. A lot of it had to do with my job and just that atmosphere. Commission sales just kind of attract people like that, I think, or that kind of atmosphere can get toxic. And there was an exercise to do a gratitude journal for 7 days and not repeat the same thing. It's kind of easy the first few days, you know. By your 6th and 7th day, you're having to really dig down deep and start thinking about that. And just like a miracle, by that 7th day, you're like, oh my God, I feel freaking different. I am different. And it's just like all that toxicity just peeled off. It was gone. It was gone. Just learning to be grateful. So it's a lesson something I have to revisit often, or try to revisit often. You don't know how long you're going to be here. You don't know. I mean, and as bad as things seem, they can always be worse. That was the catchphrase. No matter how bad things are, it could be worse. And somebody's got a story that's a lot worse than what you're going through right now. So be grateful you're not in that situation. And there are some horrifying stories out there, ladies and gentlemen. Horrifying stories. And we are blessed every day. So Crow is just making this little stair step up there. My personal opinion, I still think 13 cents, 17 cents should be on the way. I throw 15 in there too, but then it looks like you're just labeling every one of the fibs, and I'm like, yeah, that's a good way to do it. Just find the one you get the most hiccups that happen to the left, and that's probably a good one to pick. And so 15 is a good one to pick. I'm just going to roll it over there. That's a pretty good little come up over time. And I believe she can. But she can go a lot higher. Buying at these bottoms or getting the bag of it at these bottoms and moonbagging. That's an opportunity that you have now with altcoins, is to moonbag them. And for some of you guys that don't know what the moonbag is, it's one of the coolest strategies ever. My wife does it at the casino, and she's always winning. And I was like, you know, I'd go with her, and I was like, why am I broke and you still got some money? That's not fair. And you know, she just routinely does it, and it's the moonbag strategy. And that's when you put $100 in or whatever in, and the coin doubles or more, and you take your $100 out, and then you let it go. And now, I'm not a tax expert, and I do not know, but to me, that is not a taxable event if you're just pulling out your collateral. I don't know, but you know, you didn't take profits, and that is unrealized gains, but you do have your collateral to put in something else. And you just watch, rinse, and repeat, and then you get a bunch of little bitty moon. I recommend that you stick with the same coin if you can, or else you end up looking like you get a bunch of coins to file away on wallets and stuff, and that might get out of hand. So, but you can do that and build a bag. Did we take the moon off? Okay. Let me come to the chat here. There's not much to talk about unless we want to look for shorts or look for possible longs on some altcoins, or just kind of see how they're doing. If there's anything there. Did we look at a total? We're on total 3. No, here's total 3. We meant to do that. to see if there's any dangerous signs here. And I think I just need to clear this guy off. All right, so parabola. I wanted to say that all day today. The parabola or whatever is, that should be still on. Trend lines. Trend lines are our friends. Line that up with that candle. Oh, that goes nice with the wicks too, though. I look for the candle bodies right down here, and it lines up really nice with those wicks. So we're at a point of support. I do believe that. And then we'll just take a big major fib pull here from the bottom through the top. And that's cool. We're a 0.5 Fibonacci, a lot like Bitcoin. Finding some support in that area. So it looks like we could at least bounce from here, if not have an official bounce from here. That could still be happening. It could be making a W pattern here along a trend line. That kind of happens from time to time. Might turn into one of these things, inverted head and shoulders along this thing as it just drags through. I mean, there's all these possibilities. The biggest thing I'd note here I'm on the 3-day chart, and the moving averages, they're solid. They're solid all the way up to the 50 moving average there. Bouncing off the 100s. Steep ass retracement. Need to be careful about it. We need to make sure we hold it. Maybe we do, maybe we don't. I think we got a good chance of it, at least to come back and retest that 50. So not all bad news on the bigger time frame. I mean, there is bad news. Don't get me twisted. Don't get it twisted. We still in all this mess, and even on bigger time frames, you know, some of the parties still getting started. So we got what we need to fight through, but it doesn't always mean just straight down on it. It could, but hopefully it will not. Hopefully we'll get a little relief here, maybe a little breakout. And a lot of that time when the indicators I'm showing you that are bearish and stuff, you can sideways, you can be down and sideways, spend a lot of that time sideways to help turn that around. So it's not all, doesn't mean like, oh my god, it just flipped, we're going to drop like a rock. It doesn't mean that. It can be a lot of sideways when they're down that way. As a matter of fact, here's an example. It wasn't down as deep, but that's one where we were sideways. Here on this one, right down in all the middle of it at the bottom, kind of like what it looks like, you know, starting to look like now. Right when you get to the bottom and stuff, and before she starts flipping up, that's when we go sideways. We just kind of, you know, we start to level out. It's still not fun, but that's kind of what we're doing here too. This is very much kind of like this one over here, a lot like that right there, to be honest with you. So I do think, you know, we can get a relief rally. I don't know how well she's going to do. She may have to fight for it, and it looks like if this is the weekly chart, I'm looking about mid-April before we start seeing, you know, a little bit more positive action. But I still believe it's coming. It's just that we got to go through the flush out, and we're going through the flush out right now, ladies and gentlemen. Total 3 on all the things. Getting the death cross over here again, it's just horrible. It looks pitiful. It looks bad. It looks scary, and we'll lose a few more billion. But I don't, you know, I don't think it will come down too far. I think we'll respect this trend line here, and it's got some wiggle room in this 50 fib. And who knows, we might even be in this big old falling wedgie right here. 68% chance to break to the upside. Just saying. That's actually true for this one. But it's going to be a little shaky, Look at all this going on today over here. Look at this. And for the week, do we dare want to see what we got for the week for the top 100? Ooh, dang. Down 20%, 15%. Ooh, that's hurting. Man. So our hodl bags are looking sad, pitiful, and you're wondering, why am I in crypto? Is what I'm guessing for most people. But I mean, I've got to wonder, I mean, today, I mean, and starting last night, it was starting to show signs of being bullish. on Bitcoin and everything, right? What were people thinking was going to happen on up until the announcement was like at 4 o'clock? And I mean, for somebody that's not been in the market, I can understand that. But for some people that's been in the market and been around and know that, you know, the announcements and things like that are when market makers love to play, I can't imagine just being all, you know, freaking bullish and just gung-ho without, you know, expecting some strong resistance at these areas. I think, you know, most people would have to see that. We did make a higher high here. Now that's cool. That should be taken as a good sign, and I'm not seeing it as a terrible sign. I've seen some people today. What chart am I on here? That's a noisy chart. Sometimes I just like to have a clean chart. But I don't know. Like Mitch Ray, he was very bearish today. I kind of watched him for a few minutes, and especially when it comes to altcoins, and you know, and just calling out these lows for, well, now we're the one here, and now we're going. I'm like, man. And I mean, a lot can happen. It can still happen, and maybe we do. Maybe that happens, but this is still a bull market, and there's always a flush out before the big move starts coming. And I know, and of course, Bitcoin dominance is going to have a big effect on altcoins, and we've talked about that before. And she just still wants to run, no matter how you look at it. Bitcoin dominance is still wanting to get up there. And there's a few areas that maybe we'll get a bounce. We're in a channel, so it's possible that we can go up just a wee bit more and then get a nice little drop, maybe back to test the 60% area, the 618 Fibonacci area that we found as support. We'd probably have to come back and touch it at least one more time, and that will be a nice little rally for your altcoin. Possible moonbag opportunities if you can get in at the right time. So it does look like, you know, some of them might get a little bit more squeezy, hurt a little bit. As Bitcoin dominance, did we leave that thing? We didn't leave it on, thank gosh. As Bitcoin dominance goes up, and depending on what Bitcoin does, but most of the time it's not. Whenever Bitcoin dominance is going up, it's usually in general not great for altcoins, although altcoins can still go up. Strong ones, good ones. And if you think, I'm going to look and see which ones are moving on the red days, because they're going to be the strong ones. You know, I hear people say that all the time. I've even got into some of them coins, and then, you know, it's always a different group every time. It's a different group every time. I don't think that's good advice. It's always a different freaking group. It's never the same ones. So I don't think that's good. And who the hell are you? I don't even know. Walrus? Come on, man. Come on, man. Kaya? Yeah, these are the ones that were rocking it last time, right? How about Tezos? Yeah, Tezos was rocking it last time too, right? I mean, it's just crazy. They all look at Radium. Hey, Radium's at a good price. If they ever, I mean, it got up to $8. If it can do that again, and I have no reason, once all this straightens out, that I'll have to check and make sure there's no bad news. But then, you know, bad news gets forgotten pretty easy in this market. But that looks like a good. That looks pretty good to me. I don't think I have any exposure to Radium anymore. I mean, she was $8, so she's at extreme discount. Let's zoom out. Ooh, looks like we're coming down for a retest there, mister. Oh, you broke that. Oh, you better. Looks like a perfect place for a bull trap. Bear trap. Bear trap. Looks like a perfect place for a bear trap on the 3-day chart with the 50 moving average way up here at 449. I'm just saying. With the 100 moving average up here at 321 and price at the measly 188, this looks juicy. For me, anyway. There are people say, "I would touch her with a 10-foot pole." And I'm like, I got a 10-foot pole. My wife would probably tell you different, but I got a 10-foot pole.
We surf through the swells, crashing lows, soaring peaks, rebel yells. Through the turbulence, managed so well.
Whatever the chicken says, she's lying. She's lying. All right. So Radium, what can we see from Radium? She went deep ass retrace. If we pull it proper. Oh wow, what a deal. So this is price action. Let us get this in our skull. Look how much I'm a genius. They got in great. Look, we're making all kinds of money. Oh, I don't know. What should we do? Takes profits? I don't know. Diamond hands is forever. Woo, where can this go up? Oh man, I'm thinking about picking out a Lambo. Oh no, man, I can't wait till it gets up to $16. Then I'll probably take some profit and sell. And then boom, $1.89. Because it doesn't seem like it's going to go down when it's up there, does it? But this is what it keep doing every time, even though it looks like, oh, parabolic, we'll look for 5 steps to the upside. It doesn't always happen that way. But there were signs. There were signs in the charts, ladies and gentlemen. There were always signs in the charts. Always signs. Didn't nail it, but when you get past 1618, that's usually kind of I'm just saying. Is that your third wave? There were signs in the charts. But anyway, now there's signs in the chart that this is a pretty kind of juicy area to get at. And you think she'll fall down? I mean, she could fall down lower, but the moving averages are saying, man, I need to come back up here to 420 is what she's saying. It's up. Jupiter, it's radium, not Jupiter. Jupiter's been sucking. I think Jupiter's like 40 cents now. I guess all that meme coin craziness or whatever came out about, I don't know. It's gotta have, I thought Jupiter had a use case. Not really got what we need here, but she is definitely at a bottom area. And of course, this guy's the area I'm looking for, that 236 fib. I'm just gonna leave the fib at 314. That's pi. Radium pi. Yeah, I don't know. Do you want to remove it? Okay. I like that the bigger moving averages are in a good order and it's on a bigger time frame, and I think it can bounce back. And I want to see if I can scrap together some dry powder, maybe sell some bullcrap meme coins or something that are still in some of these wallets. Something, and see if I can get into radium, because last time she was down here, it was pretty cool. I mean, she's been down here before. She went up to $8, and I missed it. Mike Stevenson, we got a super chat. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. You clappy hands. Thank you. All right. I appreciate that. I'm trying to hit the like thing, but it's I don't know what it's doing. My computer's doing some great. What's that do? What does that do? Thank you, Road Dog, for spending time with all of us. Your time is valuable. What an awesome family of viewers you have. Melissa, Jim, Joe, Haven, R.S. Miller, Ave, and the rest. They are cool. You guys are the cool crew. And that's what makes this channel, I think, and the Telegram group that we got, so, and it's free too, so amazing. It's the people. That's what I noticed about YouTube last cycle with the channels that I like, and some of them aren't doing anything, like Dub Digital. I used to really like him. He would take the TA and the FA and he would mix it all up, and I don't know, I guess it kind of got burned out on it or whatever. But thank you very much for the support. That means a lot. It really does. But the community really makes it. I mean, you guys share coins and ideas, and it's the collaboration, that's what the community is, what makes all these channels great. And that's where all the alpha I found last cycle came from. It's like these little tight-knit groups, just like what we got here. And on those channels I used to watch, and somebody would share something, somebody else would share something, and then some spammer would share something, and then you say, fear the spammer. And you know, but there would be alpha shared. And I mean, I got into so many projects I never would have got into before. Like, I found an airdrop I never would have known about before because of a small little channel that I was on, a little group like this. And the whole osmosis and cosmos ecosystem thing. I mean, I just happened to have some atom stake. That's where that was. But if it wasn't for that, I mean, and that's its own little world right now with its wallet from there. I haven't, I've just let that sucker go and do its thing. And I mean, none of that stuff would have happened if it wasn't for the community. And you guys, it's the same thing, the same vibe here. And I like that. That's exactly what I want. And so I think when they start charging and things like that, sometimes you start missing out on some of that vibe. It becomes more of a shill. Melissa says, I like Radium better than Jupiter. Their colors are cooler. Radium used to be kind of hard for me to use, but they used to be what I did use, and I got used to Jupiter, but I haven't been over there in a while. I used to do liquidity pools over there and do a lot of that stuff over there. Yes, we do have an amazing community, I gotta say. Haven says, I'm a Pi validator. I do everything but stepping. I can't spend $3,500 on shoes that you can't wear, let alone digital ones. Or I can't spend $3,500 on shoes you can wear, let alone digital ones. Is the stepping thing, are they still back up? They were big last cycle, you know, kind of a use case and got hype behind it. But remember, a lot of this stuff is, just always remember, it's the hype that drives this market. The fair value on most of these altcoins is what you saw in the bear market, or even at some of these bottoms that we're at. And maybe some people are just starting to figure that out too. That it's very oversaturated, but it's hype that drives this market. I mean, gaming coins, and when they would be talking about gaming coins last cycle or earlier, you know, throughout this cycle and stuff, I was like, what the, why? I mean, Axie Affinity was one of the biggest plays last time. It made no sense. For real. And it really, and gamers hated crypto or whatever. It was just all false. It was narrative and hype, and it cycles around. And once you can figure out, man, that these are just coins, they're just plays, don't get emotionally attached to them. And you saw that a lot with Caspa. Lots of people got just die-hard Caspa. A lot of channels out here spewing out certain meme coins and certain coins too. And nothing against Caspa, but it had a lot of hype. Those Caspa maxis aren't really saying very much right now. And nothing wrong with it, but it's the same thing every cycle. Certain little things will get hot, and then they get cold, and you're waiting for some big moon to come, and that was it. And there's going to be a lot of times that you'll see these moves up, and that's it. And you're down here, so I want a good bargain, and it, you know, it doesn't recover, and it keeps going down or something. It can happen that way. And Radium, I think that was this back. Oh man, that was last market. What did you do in? Oh, you did better than last in April. Wow. Well, I hope that wasn't your top. I hope that wasn't your top, considering that we had over here at 17. I'm hoping that it wasn't. But I mean, sometimes, you know, they'll get that hype, and you'll think there'll be one more big move up, and there's not, and then you're still hoping or whatever, and it keeps going lower and lower, and then you miss the big part of it. That's just how it happens. Some people had the fortune of getting out in December. I chose to ignore it, apparently, not really wanting to, but I did. I ignored what the bigger time frames were telling me, the bigger time frame indicators. Oh, that's something like, we talk about it, and it's like, man, this is what it says, man, that would suck if that happens, but yeah. And then I would get lost in the smaller time frames. Radium, I kind of like it. I think I could dance to it. It's got some come up in this, and it looks like it at least wants to go $3-4 again, so that looks kind of cool. We come back to the chat. I saw a squirrel. Jim Deirdre says, I might miss some stuff here. I'm trying to catch it. Can we check out NKN? He's heading for a full retest from 2021. Chomping at the bit to buy in. NKN. Who would have the best shot? Let's try Coinbase. That's a mess. Let's see. Put it in this perspective here. There. Ooh. Jim, you're a bottom feeder like I am, ain't you? She's definitely retesting those areas from back in the day, isn't she? Well, Tokenmetrics, what's up with you? You're not familiar with NKN, or is it just are you used on a blink? N K. I think it's on the blink. Let's reload it. Is my internet out? Are we good? Why are you blinding me with all this crap? I'm going to blame it on Mercury in retrograde. I blame all my bad trades on Sean, so it's only fair. All right, NKN. All right, there we go. We had a glitch. Alexa, skip. What? Strong sell for trader grade, neutral for investor grade. It's got good, decent technology here. Fundamental grade 63%, technology grade 65%, valuation grade in the middle. So, well, I mean, that's pretty fair. 4 cents. $28 million market cap. You little DJ in you. Little DJ in you. $28 million market cap. That's pretty cool. Circulating supply is 786 million, under a billion, or right at a billion. Maximum supply is a billion. That's kind of at one point we'd look at that and go, man, that's a lot of coins, man. I don't know. And then it became, oh man, that's kind of the normal. And now it's kind of like, hey, that's pretty good. Because everybody else wants to go with, like, you know, 100 billion and 420 trillion and crazy stuff. That does affect how price moves. And we want something that kind of moves pretty fluidly and can get some good numbers and stuff, right? And getting things with way too many tokens, like Caspa, they just get clotted up, like they start moving like honey or molasses or something. So I don't know what the hell I'm looking at this for over here, but I just thought I would see what it looked like. So its all-time high was what? Where am I missing that? What, they messed up they changed their site. Now I don't know where to find anything. Where are you? Why are you not here? Okay, so, well, anyway. Well, she's definitely down there. She's definitely down there. The only thing I'm considering that, you know, we could pull a fib, swing high and swing low. We're about an 886. I like to do this just to test. Well, let me do something here first. Yeah. And she's at that now. She might be. I mean, of course, in my personal opinion, the best way to deal with things like this is the dollar cost average in on these. You know, they like at certain levels, like this is a good level to go with and put a little bit in. And 20 or 2 cents might be on the. I mean, there's some other ones that might be on the play here too. But I think right now I've got 30. Is it 34.6 is where my fibs came, but I mean they're not pinpoint laser accurate or anything. But right there in that area looks good. And 2.1, something like that, looks like a good area. And then just to come back where we were, what, April? Oh, that's when we peaked last time. You got up to 21 cents last summer, and then she's kind of been down ever since then. December, she'd made a lower. So for this whole bull market, if I get this straight, since we really started taking off even back in 2022, but 2023, She went from 7 cents to 21. That's a 3x. Fought her way up there. And that's the best that she did. And some of the other, well, I mean, but most coins were doing pretty good. I'm just surprised she didn't, you know, get to these areas. And like she did. And will she? Have there been, how many coins are out there? There wasn't that many, but so many have been leaked, I guess, over this market that, huh? Joe might have some input on something like that. I think he does bubble maps. But man, that's enticing 28. That would make a nice little lottery play. And I mean, the tokenomics are there. I mean, and it looked like their GitHub and all that stuff was in order, right? Why is it not over here? It was over here, right? How they been doing? When did you update it? Last week? Updated December 2024. So they're busy with everything, it looks like. New kind of network. I remember them from last cycle too. They were kind of hot, and where they got up to 150 from a way low of just 2 cents, kind of like where it is right now. I'm not saying it can't do it again. Just depends. I guess if it gets on the hype stream. It's got the tokenomics to do good. I would say at least do half as much. A lot of these coins, you know, as diluted as our market is anymore, I don't expect them to get higher highs than what they got last cycle. And I typically look from maybe go into the 618 area, so maybe it gets up to 52 cents. That's just kind of how I'm kind of looking at things. And that might be an example here, just how it just got up to 22. To me, I think she's a good area to try to get into it if you like it. But she's got a lot of struggle in some areas, but you know, you moonbag it between now and then, right? He woke up early to the crypto sunrise. So I do see a level just based on the fibs that this would be a decent area. That's about as best as I can say on it. Eliza OS recently partnered with them, says Jeff. What is Eliza? I've seen that one. I think I've even got some of it, but I thought it was more like a little meme coin thing. That might, or you know. Well, I can't seem to find the right thing going on that. Just looking over the chat here real quick. Radium had a lower high, but it's an important point to remember that the supply was lower. Radium, I'm reading what Jim said. Radium had almost 8x the money flow in this time around, but the supply inflated. But that was still, that was January though. That was a nice pump. Yeah, back in 17 or back in 2021. I don't even know if I was paying attention to it back then. Maybe, I can't remember. I think this one can make a decent little comeback there. It's just a little pullback in my opinion. Let her get past a few areas. I think she can, I would look for a bull trap or a bear trap. She looks like she's setting up for a nice little bear trap in my personal opinion. And if she gets back above here about 211 or something, back in there, I think it could give us a pretty strong move to $3 or maybe up to 420. I keep getting up to the 420, 425 area. She might recover that pretty quick. and maybe yank, you know, ups and downs from there. But I think Radium looks kind of interesting to me. We've been going for about an hour and 25 minutes, and I wish I was just blazing through these things. Not much is going on that's very good about anything. Solana's been taking a dump. I had some stop losses set just in case she decided to do that, so that it would, you know, give me some dry powder for it to go lower. And I sometimes, I don't know, some of you guys may not think about this, but something I do sometimes, or what I did in this case, I layered my stop losses. So, you know, she dropped so many, because I don't want her to just wick and then them go off or whatever. But if she gets past certain levels and things like that, and I even layered some of them, just because it looks like a bearish retest, right? Broke that area, came back up, and so that helped me. That keeps me from going under or going into, you know, drawdown while we try to figure out where Solana's going to bottom out, which could be as low as $100. Some people, BitRate was thinking, oh, she's heading down to 90, and I'm like, wow, man. I mean, yeah, it can, but doesn't mean it will. I mean, there's some other things that could be doing. And I guess it's probably a good time. A lot of people still play Solana. So we're playing with Miss Lucy here on the daily, and that's the 666 moving average. Yeah, tell me it doesn't have an effect on the charts. I'll keep showing you where it does. But overall, the moving averages are good. 200 is here at 182 on the daily. I mean, we should be coming back up there before too long. We did our little, I don't know, pattern over here, double top. I mean, look at it that way. A lot of different ways to look at it. But almost 300, really? Almost $300. Oh my gosh, for real? For real? You mean Mr. Dude that got into this at $109, I think over here, wrote it up not once, twice, 3 times, back to the area, got it. And I mean, I'm just saying it's easy to do, but for somebody that's the pro trader, that I mean, what does that say? And not, it just, it got up here. I mean, think about it. You put 100,000 in, and then it doubles. And then you give it back. You didn't learn to take profits there. It more than doubles, and you still wrote it. And then I heard story of capitulated at one point, but then bought it back like a few dollars higher. But capitulated basically right at just where it was purchased. So the only point I'm trying to make with that story, without mentioning any names or anything, is I'm just not trying to do that anymore. Just trying to be a little bit more positive in this space. I mean, it's easy to do, but I mean, it shows how it is. If you don't have a definite plan set, which apparently this person did not, other than, you know, some giant target of planning on taking the lion's share at like $400 or $500, you know, because everybody's got this idea that we'll hold these coins in our wallets, and we'll wait and we'll time it perfectly on the last couple of weeks of the bull market, sell that top, man, and we'll just nail it out of the park. And if you're thinking that way, you got to get that out of your head, because you should have known, if you've been in here since last year, the 2 times that we had to sell and really nail it, to have the big massive pile of dry powder to throw in now to really magnify our bags, you know, the 2 times, you know, it's easily, most people missed it. I missed a lot of it. Even the profit that I did take, it wasn't enough, because, you know, I thought, you know, whatever voice was in my head and said, well, it's probably still save some for when it goes up, and that voice lies. Just flat out, it's wrong. Maybe it doesn't lie, it's just stupid. That's the stupid voice. It's not listening to the stupid voice. But I mean, it can happen to anybody, and it does, and it proves that it does. However, you know, still doesn't stop them from charging $99 a month. So here's a little issue here. We take the width of this channel, which I'm not going to do the channel. You can take the width of that, measure move. Oh man, that'll make everybody's. I'll lose all my subs if I do that. All right, people are starting to trail off, so I guess Solana is not the big coin, and well, we'll start losing. $40. I don't see it at 40, but you had a 6-1. That's good. And Lucy's there. Could come down and touch this little guy, tickle that at 103. 76 would be the lowest, and that would be. I honestly don't see it going there. But I do see 99 or 100. I can see that happening. Solana, will you be dropping down to $100? I bet that'll freak out Mr. Tie Guy. That 100,000 will be 80,000. That'll make it, and he'll be thinking, "Oh man, it was almost 400,000 just a few weeks ago." That's got to make you feel sick. It makes me feel sick to see my bags as low as they are, where I didn't take profits on the way up. But the point I'm trying to make is, when we go up, we gotta be in that mindset of selling on the green candles and buying on some of the deeper red ones at pivot points. At pivot points, which is what this $99 is for Solana, and also these guys. On bigger time frames, when we're around these guys, 800 moving average, 600 moving average, those are good areas to start looking at some kind of plan, especially if you're not, a trader. You're more an investor, or maybe you like trading, but taking it a little slow. The smart way to do it, for real. These would be the times to start DCAing in, or start throwing a little in on. A spot. Perfect times. Solana's 119 and could drop $20. These are the times to be looking at Solana, because it's going to bounce at some point. And this chart says we could be coming back up to 182. Retest this, and we'll see. She's got to work through her kinks and everything. But it basically kind of opens up the idea of a new channel idea. We'll see all about all that when the time comes. But whether it's Solana or whatever project you're interested in, you can start working on finding some good deals, I believe, right now. Little by little. For spot. Just my take. And if you're getting some good projects, and we've got the rest of the year here, to see some gains on it, but you gotta be selling. That's just preaching to the choir. I'm preaching right back to myself here. We've all got to do better about taking profits, or we just ride the roller coaster. And at some point, sometimes the roller coaster is really fun when you're up there on top. It really is. But riding it down, and when you're going at that bottom and it sinks your stomach in and all that, and gets your face starts flicking down in that little loop-de-loop that they do, it's not fun. You toss your cookies. There's been a couple of times it made me feel like I need to toss my cookies this cycle. And I did not like it at all. So, the only thing that's helped me was to realize, hey man, Turkey, you got a problem. You're going to have to change it up. You're on the wrong side. You got to do it the other way. So this is selling them green candles and not chasing them. And I wasn't chasing, but when things do move, I would add to my positions. But then they play that little Sunday game and ruin the market and everything, and everything that you do, and it comes back. And it's a clever game they got. Even me trying to build my bags until we start getting into an upward swing, those ideas can work against me. So it's much better to be buying in certain pivot areas a little, managing my risk and trying to build those bags for when they do decide to bounce or rally. That's just my take on it. Guys, I've been yapping too long, and I am so sorry, but thank you for the super chats tonight. Thank you for your support. Thank you for hanging out and for listening to me, and for the 18 of you. You are the 1%ers. You're the 1%ers. The ones that stick to the end. All right. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate it. And I will see you tomorrow night. Trade carefully, trade wisely. Don't chase the green candles. Now's not the time, but pace yourself, and you'll come out good. Lean a little bit more towards spot. Definitely don't fade Bitcoin. You need Bitcoin. That's what keeps your wallet. That's what keeps your portfolio based, or that'll help level things out. If you're all in altcoins, man, ooh, man, it's not been a roller coaster. This thing has been the Twizzler or something. This has been flipping, flopping you everywhere if you've just been all straight altcoins. Oh my gosh. Ooh, I can't imagine. But Bitcoin's leveling out, in my personal opinion. We kind of leveling out. We can see a little lower, but it's part of the program. April should be a decent month for us. We got another couple of weeks, in my personal opinion, before we start seeing it pay off. That's just what I get from the bigger time frames. If it doesn't happen, you say, "Oh, you suck, old dog. We're in a bear market." And maybe that happens. Total 3. I know she's got the death cross, and that's horrible, but that's usually a good sign that, man, we're getting ready to level out a little bit. Altcoins have got some promise, but there's still going to see some down. But if you sell on the way up, you got a little bit more to buy it with on the way down, and it's easier said than done. I understand that, but this is a great time to start changing our mindset and start trying to do it right. And always respect this little freaking guy over here, man. That's the biggest thing I've learned in this whole market. Every time I see this little guy, it is not a head and shoulders. It is a triple top, but it does look like a little guy says, "I don't know," right before the piano falls on your head. "Hey, where you like? Hey, what are you looking at, man?" "I don't know." He's a bat pattern or something, whatever he is. That little guy, he's nasty. That little man, "Hey, you nasty." I'm not even gonna drop. Every time that we've had a drop, I've ran into this little guy on a big time frame, on smaller time frames, and he has not been fun. Anyway, I just thought I would add that. Guys, I'll be back again tomorrow night, and hopefully we'll have a little bit better report. It's just a choppy market. But yeah, you can find some good deals. Look for a strong support before you trot along, and make sure that you're not trying to short at that support, because a lot of people are doing that just because it's a red candle day. It's like, "I'm going to go short," and then it reverses. You want to try to catch the peaks as best as you can, and it's not always easy. All right, see you tomorrow, guys. I don't know what that means. Joe says he's pretty tired. No live stream tonight. Okay. Be staring at charts all day. Yeah, that will take a lot out of you. So will editing and all this other stuff. Thank you again for the super chats. I do appreciate that. I want to give them another hand clap, because that's just a lot. And my effects sound loud in my ears. I think I messed something up in my settings. Gratitude will change your life. Yeah, the market will humble people. It will. That's why we don't need to be around ego people, in my personal opinion. I mean, people do what's entertaining or whatever they like, but if they're, they play on emotions. That's the first step, and the emotions lead to those things, and then pride comes, or I don't know, overconfidence, naivety. But everybody feels that, and so we just got to learn to recognize when we feel it and just try to do the best we can. But that is it. It won't humble us.
Pacing halls of shattered belief, wandering through forests of disbelief, dreams dangle.
All right, let the dog wave. Good night, everybody. Thanks for hanging out.